An international group of scientists fanned out across the western basin of Lake Erie today. They were there to gather samples and learn more about an algal bloom that is covering much of the area. The CBC's Jonathan Pinto talked to some of those scientists involved in the effort, and he joins me now in studio with more. So, Jonathan, what exactly are they trying to find?
So, Jason, harmful algal blooms have been a concern in the western basin of Lake Erie for years. 5 years ago, the issue came to the forefront when toxic blooms shut down the water supply for hundreds of thousands of people in Toledo, Ohio. This year, a large bloom is again covering much of the American side, and as we told you yesterday, it's starting to reach the Canadian mainland in Colchester. So today, scientists from both countries collected water samples from roughly 200 locations in a 2-hour time span, something they call a HABs grab. HAB is a short form for harmful algal bloom. Now, we don't actually know if these blooms are toxic or not, which is something that scientists are hoping to determine. The University of Windsor's Great Lakes Institute for Environmental Research played a huge role in this year's exercise.
This is the first time that they've had Canadian participation. Until January, I was working in the States, moved to Windsor in January and started my position at GLEAR. And I've been working on these issues in the U.S. And when we looked at the effort last year of HABs grab, you saw a void north of that borderline. And so we wanted to remedy that. We knew that algal blooms can also affect waters on the Canadian side, and so we wanted to make sure that we're represented.
So 3 Canadian vessels took part, 1 from Fisheries and Oceans Canada and 2 from the University of Windsor. Scientist Ken Droulard was on one of the university-owned boats.
And the idea is to try and take this snapshot of the bloom conditions in Lake Erie as it was today and compare that to the NOAA forecasting model. So they have an algal bloom forecasting system, and they want to basically test how accurate that model is.
So results of this year's HABs grab are expected to be available next week. Jason?
All right, we'll look forward to that. Thanks so much, Jonathan. The CBC's Jonathan Pinto in studio tonight.